Hi, my name is Awilda Jimenez, and I am the Virtual Content Specialist Teacher from PS 386 in the Bronx. I've created this video in partnership with Maria Friedland from the Division of Multilingual Learners. This teacher-facing video focuses on the Grade 4, Unit 3, Days 19 and 20, lessons entitled The Declaration of Independence. The focus question is, what events led to the war with Great Britain? And this two-part lesson, we will focus on the introduction portion of part one, where we will explore and evaluate the grievances or complaints that made up the Declaration of Independence. The lesson objective is to explore a variety of sources to identify the grievances or complaints at the center of the Declaration of Independence and analyze diverse perspectives on the idea of equality that the document promoted. Some scaffolds that you will see for the introduction portion are building background knowledge and using guiding questions to support students' access to grade level content. Some technology that you can use to facilitate heterogeneous groupings. Students can collaborate on Google Classroom or a Google Doc to reflect on some of the information that they are hearing and seeing in the videos. So that is for the introduction. Okay, so the lesson starts off with students analyzing an image. Students should listen to the image. If students are working in small groups for the introduction, maybe one person can be assigned, or two people can be assigned as the readers. So as they're analyzing the image, they should discuss the answers to the following questions. Why would people tear down a statue? What is the statue? What might it represent? What do you think caused this event to happen? And what might have been an effect or a result of this event? All right, so students can analyze this photo. If you don't want to collaborate on Google Classroom, another platform that's really great for collaboration is Padlet. So going on Padlet and copying and pasting this image with the questions for students to discuss. Students can take turns, or you can assign roles for students. After they engage in a discussion, they can jot down the answers to these questions, either on a Google Doc or on, again, like I said, on Padlet. I think if our multilingual learners and English language learners find it challenging to engage in a lot of discussion, it might be helpful to show this image instead and have someone read the description, because it'll give our students context as to what they are looking at. And then here is an explanation of the Declaration of Independence. Now, if you're working in small groups, you could choose the text is already chunked. You could assign a pair of students, for example, each chunk of text, and they can read it out loud and summarize their chunk to the group. Or a really great tool that was suggested in the notes section of this lesson is Rewordify.com, where students can copy the entire text, paste it, rewordify the text, and it will show the text with highlighted portions that help scaffold students' reading so that they can understand what the text is mostly about. So those are two options for giving students access to this grade level text. Finally, for the introduction portion, I included this video from the History Channel. So the name of the video America, the Story of Us, Declaration of Independence. The video, I included stopping points. Here are some quotes that should be highlighted and used so that students can focus on what aspects of the video to listen to and pay close attention to. Some guiding questions are, you stop at 1 minute and 35 seconds and students can discuss, according to the speakers, what was the purpose of the Declaration of Independence? And 2, what was the result of that declaration? And then here, it's important for students, you can stop that video at 3 minutes and 55 seconds. It's important to highlight for students that even though these colonists were going to sign this declaration and seek independence, within the group, there were different opinions, right? So some colonists wanted to fight for the rights as Englishmen within the British Empire. So there were some colonists that didn't necessarily want to break away from the British Empire and the king's rule, but they wanted their rights recognized. They wanted to have more of a say in the laws and the government under the British rule. So they wanted equal representation. On the other side of that, there were colonists that wanted complete independence, wanted nothing to do with King George and the British government. So even within the Continental Congress, there was debates on what we were going to use this Declaration of Independence for, what was the ultimate goal. So that's really important to understand for students and highlight. And this slide is just summarizing to students that once this declaration was signed, it was the official act of war, because England was not just going to give up all of the power that they had over the 13 colonies. Why? Because not only were they giving up power, but they were giving up an entire economy, right? They were collecting a lot of money in taxes from the 13 colonies. So it's important to highlight to students why it was so difficult for Britain to just give up power, even though so much has happened in the past lessons between the British soldiers and the colonists. It was going to be very difficult for Britain just to agree to the colonists' terms. Thank you.